Zach Zeiler, and today, you guys, we're checking in for a brand new installment on the channel, a back day. Hold your applause, hold your applause. Before the video gets started up, you guys, I want you to be aware of the fact that I have a cold. If you couldn't already tell, I have a cold, and I think I'm getting sick, which absolutely sucks. I'm really not looking forward to getting any sicker than what I already feel. I'm achy, I'm tired, and cranky, to be honest. And I went to Cedar Point the day before this actual workout was recorded, you guys. And I missed my workout on that day. I think it was a chest day? I don't know, I missed a chest workout or something. And I went to Cedar Point all day riding roller coasters, you know, the typical amusement park type stuff. And it was very cold outside. So as a result, I think I'm a little bit sick. Going into this workout, I felt like absolute shit, to be honest. I took some Dayquil and some ibuprofen in the hopes that my headache would go away and whatnot. But regardless, looking back at it now, looking back to yesterday, I think it was a pretty good-ass workout. And with that said, you guys, it was a very high-volume type of a workout session. Every exercise that you see today was following a fashion of 10 sets of 10 repetitions, which is absolutely crazy. I know you guys are in absolute awe right now. Your jaw is probably hanging to the floor. But that's what I did. 10 sets of 10 repetitions. And each set, every single set wasn't recorded. I thought I would throw together 5 sets of those 10 to put here on YouTube for you guys to check out. Not only that, but I tried to set my tripod up in a variety of different angles so you guys could see me perform each exercise, you know, and see it from a bunch of different camera aspects, if that makes any sense. Now, the idea behind this type of training is to utilize impeccable form, to put all of the tension on the muscle group that you are trying to target. For example, right now, the lats. I'm focusing completely on the stretch and the squeeze and contraction of my lats. And I'm going to tell you guys something. If you go in the gym and you try this out, which I highly recommend you do, because I really feel it's a very effective way of developing more mass, and not only that, gaining that extra mind-to-muscle connection, bro science type shit that I honestly believe in. If you're going to try this out, go into the gym with the expectation of lifting a moderate amount of weight. And the word moderate is the perfect word to describe this workout in terms of the weights that you're going to be utilizing. On the lat pull down, the first exercise that I started with, I actually went a little bit heavier than I should have in the early number of sets. I think I started with like 200 pounds to start off with my earlier lat pull down sets, and I ended up dropping the weight down to like 150 at some point. And the idea behind this, you guys, is to ensure that all of the tension is going on your back or whatever muscle group it is that you're training. The rest time in between each set should be kept as short as possible. Anything more than a minute is way too much, but I would say anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute is ideal for this type of a workout. And I'm telling you, it doesn't take a lot of weight to have an effective and beneficial workout session. The goal of today was ultimately to have complete control over the weight that I was utilizing and to feel my back do the work, to feel my rhomboids, to feel my traps, my lats, etc. all do the work. And right here, you guys, I'm using 155 pounds. Now that should be a testament in itself, because you've seen me come on here and do 315 pound rows for anywhere from, 8 to 12 reps, and I'm backing off the weight that much to be doing the 155 to really focus in on what I'm doing. And I really think it's beneficial to have days like this where you do back off on the weight and you do focus more on having that influential self-awareness of what you're doing, you know. You don't want to be going through each exercise blindly and not actually getting the most out of it. So from there, we went on to do some T-bar rows. something that I haven't did in a long time is this traditional style of a T-bar row. And I really love the way it feels. I mean, I've did it the past two back workouts. I had a session in my basement, and I had this session here, and I am a huge fan of the frickin' T-bar rows. I'm not really sure why. I left them out of my training sessions for quite some time, but I'm gonna go back to doing them again because I love the way they feel. It doesn't feel awkward at all. Back when I used to do them years ago, I used to allow the weight to bounce up, and I'd throw like 5 or 6 plates on there. Not six, but I'd put like 4 or 5 plates on there and sacrifice my form quite a bit in order to like have an ego about myself in a way. And 3 plates at this point in time, this high of volume, it was more than enough to really get the most out of it. The biggest thing I try to focus on when doing the T-bar row is to completely eliminate any type of back rounding. I feel that's really important to actually do the exercise correctly and to avoid injury. Sometimes I do notice that I have a little bit of rounding in my back when I do like barbell rows and stuff like that. And it's something I'm always trying to be aware of, and I'm always trying to have that consciousness of. But yeah, I tried to give you guys quite a few different camera angles, as I said before. I went ahead and did these cable rows, and I want you guys to let me know how my form looks. Because to me, it almost seems like it looks a little bit awkward when I watch it on film. I may be wrong, but I really try to like stretch, if that makes any sense. Like, on the negative portion, of course, I have a lot of control, but I try to like stretch my lats out a little bit on the negative portion too. And I don't know if it's that I'm leaning forward too much, but for whatever reason, it looks kind of awkward to me. During the exercise itself, it definitely doesn't feel awkward. Like, I feel a lot of engagement in my back, and I don't know if it's more beneficial to have that stretch or not, but let me know if that looks good to you guys, because I can't really tell. For me, it looks awkward, but maybe it's just because I'm looking at myself and overthinking it. But this was actually the final, like, rowing movement of the workout. I was actually supposed to go ahead and do, like, 10 sets of deadlifts, but after doing these, I was just like, frick that crap, because my grip strength was completely gone, and I was overall extremely exhausted. I already did, a few hundred repetitions on the previous exercises, and damn, I don't know, it started to take its toll towards the end of the workout. I started getting a little bit fatigued, but I did still do my shrugs at the end of the session. I really only filmed the heavy sets, but I did like 315 for a few sets of 10 reps, and right here you can see I'm using 405. But one thing about my shrugs is I've always did them this way, this like rest pause type fashion, or whatever you want to call this constant tension type of a deal. I've never been the type to really hold at the top for seconds at a time. I don't even know if I could with this much weight anyways, hold for too long at the top, but I'm a big believer that your traps will grow from simply holding the weight itself. If you're holding 400 pounds and just standing there, your traps are going to be under so much fucking tension, it's not even a joke to begin with. And I ended up going even heavier, up to, 495 for a set of around 10 reps. I don't even know if I hit 10, but I was ultimately trying to use every last bit of energy that I had left before I ended up driving home. My final set was 545 pounds. My form isn't the greatest, but then again, you guys, think of how much volume I did previous to this. That is the workout. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Please give it a try, this type of volume training, and let me know how it works for you in the comments below. I love you all so much. Peace out. Bye.